Hiring a CRM admin, techniques for efficiency. The hidden cost of just update the CRM. If your reps groan when someone says, update the CRM, you're seeing a real efficiency problem, not a motivation issue. Salesforce research shows sellers spend only about 28 to 30% of their week actually selling, with the rest going to admin work, internal coordination, and CRM upkeep. When that's your baseline, even small workflow friction compounds into missed dials, fewer emails, and fewer booked meetings. In most B2B teams, the root cause is simple. Nobody truly owns the CRM as a revenue system. Without an owner, fields multiply, definitions drift, and reps create workarounds in spreadsheets and inboxes. The CRM becomes something the team reports into, not something that actively helps them sell. A strong CRM admin fixes that by turning the CRM into an operating system for outbound and pipeline management. Instead of more data entry, the goal becomes fewer clicks, cleaner lists, and faster handoffs. Done right, this role makes your SDRs, AEs, and managers more productive without asking them to work harder. Why a CRM admin should be treated like a revenue multiplier. The ROI argument for a CRM admin isn't theoretical. It shows up directly in productivity, targeting, and forecast confidence. If reps are spending roughly 70% of their time on non-selling tasks, reclaiming even a slice of that time changes pipeline volume fast. The highest leverage way to reclaim it is to reduce double entry, automate routine updates, and make the CRM match how reps actually prospect and close. Data quality is the other multiplier, and it's where most CRMs quietly fail. Research summarized by Landbase suggests roughly 70% of CRM data is outdated, incomplete, or inaccurate, and Lean Data cites Dun & Bradstreet data indicating 91% of CRM records are missing key fields. When your outbound sales agency motion depends on fast segmentation and clean routing, those gaps turn into bounced emails, wrong numbers, and wasted sequences. This is why CRM ownership matters. Poor data quality is expensive at scale. Experian reports organizations believe about 27% of revenue is wasted due to inaccurate or incomplete customer prospect data. And IDC, referencing IBM research, estimates poor data quality costs the U.S. economy $3.1 trillion annually. On the upside, Nucleus Research found CRM investments return about $8.71 for every $1 spent when the system is implemented and used correctly. Exactly what a capable admin makes happen. Define the role around process thinking, not platform badges. The fastest way to waste a CRM admin hire is to treat the role like IT support. Your CRM admin should think in lead flow, handoffs, conversion points, and SLAs, not just objects and fields. We can train someone on Salesforce or HubSpot features, but it's much harder to train clean process thinking and the judgment to simplify instead of endlessly customizing. In practice, the best admins operate like hands-on RevOps. They own data standards, build the workflows that protect rep time, and create reporting leadership can trust. They also embed with the team, listening to SDR call feedback, sitting in pipeline reviews, and noticing where reps get stuck. That proximity is what turns configuration into real seller efficiency. A useful rule is to separate responsibilities by outcomes, not org charts. IT can own security and access controls, while the CRM admin owns adoption, data hygiene, and sales workflow design, because those are revenue outcomes. Hiring techniques that predict real-world CRM impact. Start with a scorecard tied to sales outcomes, not a shopping list of tools. If you want forecast accuracy within plus or minus 10%, contact completeness above 95% for active records, and a 20% reduction in rep admin time, put those targets in writing before you post the role. That scorecard becomes your filter for resumes, interviews, and references. Next, use live exercises to see how candidates think before you hand them the keys. Give finalists a short brief about your ICP, funnel stages, and SDR to AE handoff. Then ask them to design lead routing, lifecycle definitions, and the minimum reporting required for a weekly pipeline review. The strongest candidates ask clarifying questions about your motion first, then design around seller behavior. Exactly what you want if you run high-velocity outbound or rely on a cold email agency and cold calling services for pipeline. Finally, interview for change management, not just configuration. Many analyses put CRM underperformance rates around 50% due to weak adoption, messy data, and lack of ownership. So you want someone who can say no, prioritize a roadmap, and communicate trade-offs clearly. In other words, hire an operator who can protect the system from random one-off requests and keep it aligned to revenue. A CRM doesn't fail because it lacks features. It fails because nobody owns the process, the data, and the daily reality of how reps sell. Onboarding your CRM admin with a 30, 60, 90-day plan. On day one, resist the urge to build new automations before you know what's broken. If you automate on top of dirty data, you simply do the wrong things faster. Misrouted leads, incorrect sequences, and dashboards that look precise but aren't true. A smart onboarding starts with a data audit. Duplicates, missing fields, unused properties, and where data enters and mutates across tools. In the first 30 days, prioritize fast wins that reduce friction for the front line. Better list views, simplified page layouts, required field logic that's actually reasonable, and basic dedupe/enrichment guardrails. This is also the window to establish explicit ownership. When everyone owns data quality, no one does. Your CRM admin should be accountable for standards, hygiene routines, and the backlog that keeps the system healthy. By 60 to 90 days, shift into core process fixes and governance. Put a lightweight intake process in place so new fields, workflows, and integrations flow through a single gatekeeper, and set a monthly cross-functional review so marketing, sales, and CS stay aligned. When you measure success by time saved and pipeline quality, not ticket volume, you avoid creating a bloated CRM that reps quietly ignore. Common mistakes that quietly destroy CRM efficiency. One common failure mode is hiring a generic IT admin instead of a sales-focused CRM owner. IT is great at uptime and permissions, but most IT orgs aren't designed to debate qualification logic, lead routing, and what an opportunity stage should mean in a multi-stakeholder B2B deal. The result is a technically stable system that's functionally useless for SDRs and AEs. Another mistake is turning the admin into a ticket taker. When every change is a one-off request, you get conflicting workflows, endless custom fields, and reporting nobody trusts. Your admin needs authority to say no, maintain a prioritized roadmap, and explain how each request affects outbound execution and pipeline clarity. The third mistake is letting every department customize the CRM independently, which is how you end up with fragmented definitions and dashboards. A modern warning sign is that fragmented data is already costing companies money. TechRadar summarized a HubSpot report noting 34% of businesses have seen revenue loss from fragmented customer data, and only 9% trust their data enough for accurate reporting. The fix is governance with one owner and shared definitions, not more tools. Optimizing for outbound, routing, handoffs, and list quality. Outbound performance is where CRM health becomes painfully visible. If you run an outsourced sales team, a cold calling team, or any B2B cold calling services at scale, list quality and routing logic directly determine connect rates and meeting volume. Clean fields, clear lifecycle stages, and reliable ownership rules are what keep your cold callers calling the right people with the right context. A high-impact admin designs the system so Outbound is operationally simple. Leads route correctly the first time, SDR to AE handoffs are explicit, and recycling rules prevent lead limbo. They also make integrations behave, so dialers and sequencing tools write back activity without duplicating records or overwriting critical fields. That's how you reduce rep busywork while improving attribution and pipeline visibility. At SalesHive, we see this most clearly when teams pair clean infrastructure with consistent execution. As a sales development agency and B2B sales agency, our cold calling services and multi-channel outreach run best when the CRM has strong governance and usable segmentation, because it keeps targeting tight and reporting honest. When your CRM admin and your sales outsourcing partner collaborate, Outbound becomes easier to scale and far easier to diagnose when conversion rates shift. Full-time versus fractional, the fastest path to a cleaner, faster CRM. You don't need a full-time CRM admin on day one, but you do need an owner. Many teams feel the breaking point around 6 to 10 plus sellers, multiple segments, or a high-velocity SDR function, especially if you're coordinating telemarketing, cold email, and B2B cold calling in parallel. If you're smaller, a fractional CRM RevOps resource can still establish governance, clean data, and implement the workflows that protect selling time. If you're trying to move quickly, pairing fractional CRM ownership with an execution partner can shorten the learning curve. For example, we often work alongside internal owners to pressure test lead stages, routing, and reporting with real outbound activity, not theoretical diagrams. That combination can be especially effective when you're evaluating SalesHive reviews, SalesHive pricing, or broader SDR agencies and cold calling companies, because you're not just buying activity, you're building a repeatable system behind it. The next step is simple. Baseline your current data and workflow health, define the outcomes you want, and hire against that scorecard. If you do that, your CRM admin won't become a field builder. They'll become the person who makes your CRM trustworthy, your outbound engine measurable, and your revenue team materially more efficient. And as data quality becomes even more central to automation and AI, that ownership only becomes more valuable over time.